So the first question is just, what does your job include as head of human resources?
All right, human resources in a hotel like the Hilton, a big business like ours, and remember hotels are businesses, we are overall responsible for a lot of areas, starting with recruitment, so finding the right people for the job, interviewing them, selecting them, onboarding them, and then making sure that they have the training and the skills in order to do a great job. So we do recruitment, we do training, or we put under learning and development, so we're responsible for a whole range of learning and development programs. We're responsible for employee relations, so that's all about making sure our team members are happy and that they that they like working here, that we recognise them if they do good work, that we say thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you right now. That we send them a gift on their birthday, that kind of thing. So employee relations is all about, someone has a baby, send them flowers. It's about recognising them. And then we have industrial relations, because HR is also the legal side, which is making sure that everybody's got legal contracts, workplace health and safety, so the right pay, all of those kinds of things. So I'd say they're the four main areas, but one of the big overarching ones of that is to make sure that as a brand, Hilton, that we're every single one of us, all 280 of us in this hotel, are living our founders' vision, which is to fill the earth with the light and warmth of hospitality. So our founder is Conrad Hilton. We founded the company. We now have 5,300 odd hotels, opening a hotel every day and a half somewhere in the world. So the company's growing. So one of our jobs is to make sure that our purpose, our vision, our mission and values are brought to life every day at work. Our vision is to fill the earth with the light and warmth of hospitality. So when we look for people, we want people who can help bring that vision to life. Our values are HILTON, hospitality, integrity, leadership, teamwork, ownership, and now. So we're looking for people who can bring that to us, who we can develop, who can bring those values to their work, and then we can celebrate that success.
Okay, cool. So there's a different head of human resources at every Hilton hotel?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
And then, because we're such an enormous organisation, we've got VPs, HR, VP HR in the different countries, areas, regional HR, cluster HR. But yes, there will be one person who heads up HR in every one of our Hilton hotels.
Okay. What do you think that your hotel has compared to other hotels in the area?
We have the power of the brand, and it's something that you should never underestimate. If you're going to go to Jones Hotel in the corner or a Hilton hotel, Hilton is the number one hotel brand in the world. If I ask you, give me a name of a computer, you'd say particular brands, right? Name of a soft drink, there's a brand there. Name of a car, there's brands there. If I ask you to tell me, and if you stop any random person on the street and said, name 3 hotels, most people, or hotel brands, hotel companies, most people will say Hilton.
Yes.
So it's a highly recognised brand. So what we have is our brand name that goes with the brand. We have quality and consistency. People know if you're staying at a Hilton hotel, if you're coming to a Hilton hotel, they expect a certain level of service, a certain level of luxury, a certain level of quality. And you get that, and we have that. So the power of the brand is the most important thing, but that overarches everything we do. So what we do underpins the brand.
Yeah, so another part of the project that we're doing, we were doing like surveys and interviews on the street, asking them a range of different questions, but most people that we interviewed said that they've heard of the Hilton, either just heard of it or stayed at it, so that would be why.
That's right, the power of the brand, as I mentioned. And exactly, there are other researchers beyond what you're doing asking the same thing, and I think it's the number one hotel brand name in the world.
Yeah,
unprompted.
Out of the 40 people that we've surveyed around about so far, only about 4 people said that they haven't heard of any of the Hilton, and it's pretty good. And they're all tourists, from different countries that don't speak English.
That's because we have over 5,000 hotels in the world,
exactly.
And they're all in major cities. So if you come from France, we've got hundreds of hotels across America. We've got hundreds of hotels across Europe and South Africa and everywhere in the world, across Asia. I mean, in China, I don't even know how many hundreds of hotels. They're in cities that I've never even heard of, with populations of millions.
Yeah.
What type of amenities does the Hilton offer? Like pools, tennis courts, spas,
Services and amenities.
Yeah.
All right. So we have 13 meeting rooms. We have 2 ballrooms and a number of meeting rooms. We have a gym upstairs that opens 24 hours a day. We have a swimming pool. So it's quite unusual in the centre of a city to have a swimming pool up on a high floor. We have a tennis court on the 7th floor. We've got the only tennis court up on a high floor. We also have beehives up on level 9, but it's not an amenity. We just have our own bees.
That's so cool.
We have a restaurant which is vintaged, so vintaged bar and grill. So this is the bar, that's the grill. We have in-room dining, so if a guest arrives at 3 o'clock in the morning, they can have something to eat. We have mini bar, so when you go into your hotel room, if you want a gin and tonic, it'll be there in the fridge for you. Obviously direct dial telephones, internet connection, all the business centre, all the kinds of things that you would expect in a luxury brand hotel.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. So speaking from a perspective of a guest, do you think that the cleanliness of the amenities is of a high standard?
Very high standard. And in Hilton we measure everything, because what gets measured gets managed. So if you measure how clean it is, then you can manage it. If we don't know how clean it is, if we're not asking our guests what do you think, then we can't manage to improve it or maintain it. So all guests who stay here will get a questionnaire. We call it SALT, S-A-L-T, Satisfaction and Loyalty Tracking. So if you spent a night here, after you've checked out, you get an email saying, how was the welcome? How was the team? How clean was your room? How good was the food? How was the service in the restaurant? How was your breakfast? Did you use the tennis court? How did you find it? So all those questions. And in order for us to get a point, they have to score us a 9 or 10 out of 10. So we have SALT targets, or satisfaction and loyalty tracking targets, for everything. Cleanliness of the room, speed of service in the restaurant, everything. And we set targets every year and we have to achieve those. We also have a quality auditor visiting every hotel, certainly in our region, I believe in the world, checking against pages of standards to make sure that our cleanliness standards, our service standards, that if our gym has got the right modern equipment, tennis court in good condition, is the pool in good condition, are the towels in good condition? They might be clean, but maybe they're tatty, so we check all of those things, because brand, as I said before, is very important and powerful, and you can't come to a Hilton hotel and have a frayed grey towel. It just won't happen.
Yeah, of course. So do you find that more tourists or local business people stay in this Hilton?
This particular Hilton has a strong corporate base Monday to Friday and a leisure base on the weekend, so that's who we look for. Because of our very strong meetings space, we have a lot of corporates that come and stay here, because you will have heard location. I mean, you can't get a better location in the centre of the Queen Street Mall. So we get a lot of people staying here because it's got very good access to all over town for other business meetings, even if they're attending a conference at another hotel. Very central here. So we're corporate Monday to Friday, leisure on the weekend. And does that answer your question? What was the rest of your question?
Yeah, no, that's
enough?
Yeah, that's good.
So have you had any public figures stay in this Hilton or any of the other Hiltons that you know?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And from a privacy point of view, I can't say who stayed here, but G20, so world leaders have stayed here, movie stars have stayed here, pop stars have stayed here, rock stars have stayed here, actors have stayed here. So you can imagine if any of those big concerts come to town, bands that you might know of, they're staying in one of the hotels around town. And if they're a big name artist, when Queen Elizabeth came here, she did not stay here, I can tell you that.
Okay.
And the reason she didn't stay here is from a security point of view, because we're attached to the